Well, October is an important month in regard to corn and soybean future prices and their potential impact on crop insurance claims. Our good friend Brooks York with AgriSompo joins us now for some guidance on this. Brooks, always a pleasure. Happy Friday, TGIF. So here we are, October, still here. We've got a few days left. So tell us where those harvest prices actually sit right now and how that it's going to affect the claims.
Yeah, Suzanne, the first thing you have to do is look back and see where the projected prices were earlier in the year. And for most of the country, that's the month of February. We look at December futures on corn. That projected price was $5.91. And while we've still got a few days left in October, the average isn't going to change too much from where we're at now. We're at $4.90. So a substantial drop to price, a dollar and a penny. When we look at beans, we didn't think it was going to be that substantial, but $13.76 was where things lined up for the projected price back in February. Of course, we based those off November futures. We're down to $12.84. And essentially what that means is, there's two components. There's the price components to most policies, and there's the yield component. So there's a chance that some shallow yield losses could result in a claim this year. So it's going to increase the number of claims substantially.
Yeah, when we look at those price drops and crop yield losses, boy, it is so important to see why crop insurance is needed. Do you have a good feel? You just said you were in D.C. last week. You have a good feel of the future of crop insurance in this upcoming farm bill?
Suzanne, we've worked hard as an industry, not just AgriSompo North America, but farm groups out there, crop insurance groups, and other insurance providers to ensure that we have this protection that we just talked about. It's critical, not just for the farmer, but for rural community. When you think about those dollars going back into local economies, I think at this point in time, we feel confident that crop insurance portion, the Title 11 of the Farm Bill, is in pretty good hands going forward. It's a matter of time, I think, before we get this Farm Bill through, but we feel confident that the protections are going to be there and maybe a few enhancements along the way, too.
Brooks, I always feel like there are certain parts of the region that really are what we call these hot spots. As far as crop insurance is concerned, do you see these hot spots where claims are going to be more of a common occurrence?
Well, it's kind of, when we get to October, Suzanne, it's kind of like one of those year-end shows where it's the year-end review. And I think if we looked back over the course of the last 6 months as to where all the claim activity has been, and there's going to be a lot of claim activity scattered in every state that we do business. But, West Texas is always a place that we've had a lot of activity, a lot of issues from the very beginning to the end. Places like that you may not think about, eastern Minnesota. We've been pretty busy up there with claims. And then central Kansas, been on the boots on the ground a lot there with adjusters in the field. So yeah, there are those hot spots, but really there's going to be thousands of claims come in from really across the country. And that's pretty normal, especially whenever we see that big price drop that we talked about earlier.
Right. Well, thanks for the work that you do. I know you're going to be kept busy. AgriSompo Producer Services Director Brooks York. Always a pleasure having you.